Good afternoon. Are we ready? Excellent. My name is Robert Shea. I am an amateur photographer, and one of the things that my wife and I like to do after trips is to create photo books. And it was a topic that people wanted to hear about, so I'm here to talk about it. It's another method to share your memories. Our agenda today, Army system. How to decide on the organization, how long does it take, the different popular online photo book services. You can see up front I use Shutterfly, and I'm going to do a demo with Shutterfly as well. So first thing I'd like to do is show you this wonderful photo of the fox that I took in Yellowstone a couple of years ago. Now, wouldn't it be easier if I had a photo book to pass around instead of my phone? Practical demonstration, done. All right, as I said, I'm an amateur photographer. This is one of the collections I have on my phone, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner that I have 197 photos in that album. On my phone, I have 13,000. On my Lightroom library, bottom left-hand corner center, I have 74,000 photos. You do not want me to do a slideshow of all my photos. But if I collect them all up, put them into a photo book, it's much easier to share. As you can see, I take tons of photos. I have a dozen photos of that osprey in the top 2 rows. And I've got 6 or 7, 4 of them that I've classified as a 5-star. I want to show that to people. But trying to find that out of those 74,000 photos or scrolling through my phone to show you that fox takes some time versus grabbing a book, opening it to the page, or just handing it to you and letting you peruse them as you will. So, organization. What I do, and I'll talk about this a little more, is create an album of the area that I want to do, whether it's a place or an event or a trip, and put in the photos that I've marked as 5s or I've marked as my favorites. That makes it easy for me to move them off onto my online photo service. So you have to decide, what do you want it to be? Is it chronological? Is it going to be your grandkids as they grow from infants to graduation? Or like me, I do trips? Or is it a theme, like architecture? If you've been to Reykjavik, Iceland, they've got that great opera house there that's all glass and square and everything. So it's a good thing to look at. You need to select your photos carefully. You look at this photo, it's a nice photo. Well, what's the problem with my nice photo? Come on, give me what I want. The top of the roof line is cut off. It's also low resolution. So on my photo service, I'll get an alert that says, hey, this is a low resolution photo. It's not going to print very well if you print it very large. So resolution is something, and distractions. Distraction here is the roof line is cut off. It's not a great photo. And you want to avoid clutter. I'll avoid clutter. This is the choir loft of St. John's Church in Madrid. So, but what's my focus there? I don't have anything to focus on. I've got some leading lines, I've got some curves. My photographers in there know what I'm talking about, but what am I trying to show off there? So you want to avoid distractions in your photos as well. Again, we talked about, is it an event? Is it a particular date? Using the albums. Let me do, I'll be there in 2 seconds. All right. It helps you create a flow to your photos. It also helps you create a narrative. Yeah, I was here, we did this. This is this great church, St. John's Church in Madrid, the cathedral in Barcelona. So you can talk about each of those and why you picked that photo. You need to plan your layout. Do you want a bunch of photos on one page, or do you want one photo spread over both pages? Because you can do that with each of the services I'm going to mention. And then, like I said, one photo per page, mix it up. So I organize into albums. I'm going to use this. So Canada, the date, April, May, Greece, Argentina. So in this album, I'm just showing all of my albums. I got 30 of them there. On the original picture that I showed, we're at 197 photos. That was the album for Canada. So you narrow down your search there. And you can put as many photos or as few photos in as you want. We'll talk about that in a second. Going through all your photos, going through 74,000 photos takes a little while. But if you're going through 197, it doesn't take that long. And then you mark them. Like I said, I mark them with 5 stars. In your iPhone app, you can mark them with a heart. So they go to your favorites folder, so they're easy to find. Then I download that to my desktop to make it easier for me to upload to my photo service. If you are using, like Cal, a Android or Google phone, you can actually link your Google phone to the Google Photo app, and it will automatically look at your Google Photos, and you can do all of that right in one place, and then just send it right up to Google Photos. It just connects there. And yes. I can show you that in just a minute. Well, in a few minutes. In my demo. All right, so uploading the photos depends on your internet speed. We're lucky here in Colonial Heritage. We have gigabyte internet speed available, but it usually, for me, it takes 20 minutes. But for you, if you're only loading 10 to 20 photos, it's not going to take that long. Design and editing. I'll show you design and editing up here. Depending on how you want to do it, it can take you a few minutes to an hour, or it can take you 3 hours, or for me, it takes a couple of days. And then the service gives you the opportunity to review what you've got, make any changes. Oh, I don't like that photo there. I want to move it over there. And I'll show you that in the demo. And that can take 30 minutes. And then you make your order. We usually get ours in a week or so after we complete the order. So it can take a couple of hours. It can take several hours. Just depends on how many photos you're working with. Getting your photos to the service, I'll do a demo on this. Like I said, I make an album, select that album, I download it to a folder on my desktop, and then I open Shutterfly, use the upload feature, grab all those photos, put it into Shutterfly, and they're available for me to use for a project. So uploading to the computer, drag and drop the files. Mobile apps, I mentioned Google Photo. Google Photo can link to your thing. You just select it straight out of Google Photo, and it sends it over to the Google Photos, the Photo Book app, and that's where you do all your work. Shutterfly does have an app. I personally don't use it, so I can't tell you about it. Hello. Let's see. Oh, so we can connect to Google Photos or Instagram or Dropbox. Depends on the app you're using or the service that you're using. And of course, you can always email it to the service. Takes longer. If you want to use Costco or Staples, you can do that as well. But you would have to create your album on your phone and then send the entire album to the Staples to do that. Costco's has an app. You upload the photos to the app, and then Costco prints it off and sends it to you. Costco is the same company that works with Google Photos. And like I said, my technique is I move the photos to my computer and then upload to my service. This is my Google Photos project page. As you can see, you can do photo books, you can do cards and stationaries, make gifts, wall art, whatever. They're having a sale right now on graduation items. All right. Photo book services, Shutterfly, that's the one I use. Mixbook, I looked at that and tried it out. It's very similar to Shutterfly. Snapfish is another one. They have an app that you put on your phone, and you can link it to your photos and upload the photos from there. Blurb, I did not look at. Chatbooks is quick and easy. Again, it's got an app. Tag your photos, it uploads it to the cloud and prints your book. You'll get a copy of these slides after the briefing. And then we talked about Google Photo Books. Okay. How much does this cost? I'll show you in a minute a couple of my things. This is a 10 by 10 book. This is an 8 by 8 book. And if you are a member, you can get these handy dandy free photo book pages. They have sales about once a quarter, or 40% off anything you order. Or what's the other one I like to do? Oh, 5 items for $20. So Shutterfly for an 8 by 8 book is about $40. For the 10 by 10 book, it's $56. They do have larger books, and they are more expensive. And like I said, wait for the sales, because you can spend $20 on the book and get free photo book pages like we do, and you can end up with a 200-page photo book for 20 bucks. Okay? Mixbook is the same thing, same sizes and stuff. And again, if you're a member, if you're signed in, if you have an account, you can get advertisements for sales and savings. Snapfish is cheaper. I don't know, they're $12 to $50, but I don't think they have the larger format books, or and they don't have the lay flat books, which I'll talk about. And Google Photos, they have soft cover books. These are all hardcover. So you'll see the difference there. Extra pages are between $1 and $3.50 a piece. Don't forget shipping fees. They offer you all kinds of shipping. Rush shipping, they'll get it to you in 3 business days for quite a bit of money. I've never had free shipping. Oh, I take that back. Take that back? Yeah. One of my freebies is on here to get free shipping during a certain periods if you use certain discount codes. Privacy. You've just uploaded your photos to a photo service. The photo services are not like Facebook. They are not like Instagram. You can maintain control of your photos. Your account is username and password protected. You can share a link to your family if you want to share a particular book with your family or somebody else, but those photos are locked on their secure servers. And what they're doing is you're giving them permission to print them, but they're shipping them to you or to whoever you tell them to ship to. So again, they're stored on secure servers. You can delete the photos. You can delete the account at any time. At one time, I was doing photography for a swim club. And so I would take photos of the meets and the barbecues, put them up on Shutterfly. If they had the password, they could download any of them and print any of them if they wanted. And then when I left, I said, all right, I'll leave them up for X amount of time. And after that, I deleted all those photos. Next month, we're going to be talking about passwords and password management. So use a strong and unique password. Capital P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D is not a strong password. Keep the original copies on your own device, whether it's either on your laptop or on an external hard drive, however you want to do that. And always disconnect your social media accounts after you're done doing whatever you need to import up. Okay. This is a YouTube video by The Friendly Reviewer, and he just lists the prices for the different services. Costco's up there. They only do softcover books, but they're $10 for the book. But don't forget, additional pages will be extra. Let's see. Oh, Walgreens and Walmart have that service as well. All right, that says demo. So now I need to do something else. All right, so this, I'm going to make this bigger. This is my Shutterfly account. As you can see, come on. It's going to take a minute because I have a lot of photos up here too. But all of my photos are up there. Here's my projects. This is the latest one we did, Cruising the Med. So, this is my workspace. You can see that. That's the book I just did. This is the book we've got. So, right up here. You can't see it there, but the screen doesn't reflect my laser. Terrible. I'll walk over here. Right up here, the price for this book is $280.91. I have a 10 by 10 photo book with 102 pages. I use my discount code. I got it for $57. All right. So over here on the left-hand side, it shows all of the photos that I uploaded to this file. Over here you can see a button that's very important. It's called Hide Use. When you do that, all the photos that are in the book are hidden, and only the photos that are not in the book are displayed. So, if you wanted to change Gibraltar. Come on, do what I want. You could remove Gibraltar and replace it with the Tunisia harbor. Very difficult to do. Oh, you didn't like that? You can undo it. Okay. Let's see. Forgot where I was going, but that's okay. Oh, here's what I want to do. When you upload photos, sorry, just gotta try and get out of here for a second. Should have, there it is right there. Okay, good. Back to Shutterfly. I hate it when the demo fails in the middle of it. That's okay, that's all right. Stay in there, bite, bite, bite. Sorry for the delay. What we want to do now is I want to add more photos. We changed the style on it. It's okay, I'll figure this out. Free. I blew up my own demonstration. So what I'm going to do is, so I've already downloaded my photos to my desktop, and I want to upload the photos that I want to present. I click on Add Photos, go to my desktop, go to my Shutterfly demo, and you can see all of these photos over here that I want. I'm going to take a shortcut and use Edit, Select All, and it picks all of them, open them, and start a stopwatch. Take a drink of water. There aren't a lot of photos in there. It's processing 65 photos. It's processing 65 photos. And we're 33 seconds in. They're uploading them right now from this laptop through the Colonial Heritage Guest Network, which is not Gigabyte. It's not doing any form, no. All it's doing is taking the photos, copying them to the Shutterfly server. It's not doing any of that. I'll show you that formatting in just a second. Or maybe in 29 minutes. 29 minutes, that's what it says. So we're going to cancel that. Cancel uploading. Sorry, ma'am. All right, so let's go here. We'll make a photo book. Oh, look, they're having a sale, 40% off your entire photo book. So that photo book would now cost me, what, 160? So you can design it yourself or you can let them design it for you. I'm going to select off. No, they're not going to let me do that. Come on, give me a book. Thank you. I just choose the book I want. We're going to do our summer because it's faster. Then I'm going to personalize it. I'm going to use Shutterfly photos because they're already there. Pick an album. We'll do Amersfoort. Amersfoort's a beautiful town in the eastern Netherlands. Oh, there's only 456 photos in this one. So I'm going to pick that one and use the shift button and go forward. So now I pick those, I add those to the project. Would you like us to autofill? That's the one I use because what it does is it takes the date of the photo. I'm going to use all the photos because I don't have that many. Do you want any embellishments on it? If you do, it will give you embellishments. And you can change those embellishments. Title. And then fill it up. So this is a spread. It's one photo spread over the back cover and the front cover. It's got a text box in there that I can edit. It also has a text box on the spine that you can edit. So you can see when you've got it in a bookcase, you can see what it is. And then you preview it as it places photos for you. Okay. And like I said, if you don't like where a photo is, you can change it around. This used all of my photos, so. And if I decide I want more photos, I can come up here, I can add pages. If I want, I can add more photos. Somebody's phone is ringing. You can change them around as you wish. You can add a text box. Add a text box. Thank you. This is deflate. That is a museum in Amersfoort. Building is from the 1600s. So adding text box to remind you, oh, that's the Vliegen Museum. Okay, so adding text box and stuff, that helps immensely as you try and remember, or somebody is, oh, I remember, what is that again? So there it is. You can add embellishments. Come over here. Adding pages or backgrounds, change the background of a photo. That's changing the color or changing the design. And let's see, this is an 8x8 photo book, and it's 20 pages, and it's $40. Okay. Your cover spread has text that you didn't leave there. So you don't want that. You can remove it. It gives you a page to remove. There you go. So let's go to the cart, see what. Here's where they get you. Add lay flat pages. If you have a photo that you want to appear over 2 pages, on my book, it doesn't lay flat. So part of this image is hidden in the crease. If I had a lay flat photo, that image would be perfectly flat across that. Does that make sense? Upgrade to lay flat. That's an extra $50. $50. My color covers are default glossy, but you can change them to matte so that they're not glossy. $10. You can change your ink from the standard red, green, blue that you get from a normal inkjet printer to the professional 6-color printing, which adds magenta and cyan and a bunch of other stuff. That's only $15. Glossy pages. You can remove the logo. Yes, they're going to put their logo on the back of your book. To remove it, it's $10. All right. But we don't want to do any of that. Absolutely. No. Once you order a book, or you order a print, or you order a coffee mug with the picture of your dog on it, or you take all your photos and make a calendar of it, that's where they make their money. Okay? Adding to the cart, and our total again should be about $40. All right. Oh, and I'm only $75 away from free shipping. All right. Are there any questions on using Shutterfly? Yes. That's something that Shutterfly does, yes. Let me go back to my project. And let me go to edit. We're going to edit the product. It's a great question. Thank you for asking. All right, so up here in the upper right-hand corner, tells me I have a warning. This one says I'm missing a photo. Something appears to be blank because I didn't put a photo on the back cover. And all of the photos I selected were all good images. Let's see. Like that. I know there were some issues with this one. So on this one I have 2 warnings. Missing photos on that one as well. So none of them are bad resolution. That's what it would tell you. So you click on the warnings. It's low resolution, so it won't print nicely, or when you manually adjusted something, you put it too close to the edge, so it might not print properly. Those are the warnings that I typically get. Yes? Yes. Yes. So the young lady said that for her, Snapfish will not accept a low resolution image, whereas Shutterfly will take it. They just warn you it's not going to look pretty. Yes. They retain them until you A, take them down, or B, close your account. That can be years. I have hundreds of photos on here that go back. Um, this was 2016. They're still up there. Close out. There. 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 Okay. So we did the demo. Yay. All right. Again, a couple of tips that I pointed out. Use the hide used. Yeah, that worked. Use the hide used button to hide all the photos. Like I said, I've got I've got a couple of 410 photos in this project. Only 393 are used. So if I want to see what I haven't used that I can replace something with, hide that and it will show up for me over there. Yes? I chose which photos went in. When I started the project, I was offered use the best photos, use all photos, let us figure out what's going on and put them all up there. So you can choose any of those options, or you can choose to load everything manually. Mm-hmm. Correct. If you let them do it. And like I said, this is 102 pages. All right. You can delete as many pages as you want. You can delete as many photos as you want to get it down to what your budget is. Use the discount codes. Okay. Also, I point out up here the warnings. I just showed you that. You had a great question there. So that will help you with low resolution images. What my wife and I do is we add an index at the back of or you can put a table of contents in. One of the YouTubers that I watched puts story pages in. So instead of the index at the back, he's got a text box at the beginning of a section of his photos that says, this is Cadiz. This is an ancient capital on the southern coast of Spain, and the Knights of St. John started here or they ended there. So it gives you the story of the next few photos that you're going to see. We also use this for our Christmas letters. So we put the photos in the middle of our letter. Type up a nice letter, we went here, we went there, and then you stack photos in as illustrations of where you've been. And it just helps me remember. We were there, what was that? Because sometimes Tunis looks like Algeria, looks like Morocco. Yes? Yes. Right. So the question was, can the photo service identify a place from the photo that you've just uploaded? It's a great question, and I don't have an answer. I know that if you load it into ChatGPT or Claude or OpenAI or what's the other one? Yeah, Gemini. It will tell you what that is. But the photo services, I don't think have that service built in yet.